Hey everybody, I'm back. I'm gonna try to do better on this full season update. This is for 1919. We're through April, and these are the standings. As you can tell, there's not many games because in 1919 the season started late because World War I was ending, so they only played 140 games. So this is the update. Highlights obviously are the Giants at 5-0. The world champion Reds are 4-2. The Indians are 4-0. The Black Sox are 6-1, and then the poor Browns and A's are still looking for their first wins. Not so fun fact for the A's fans. A lot is said about the 1916 Athletics, but this 1919 team is real close to being just as bad. So this could be a really rough year for them. So in 1919, as you can tell, I'm keeping track of the standings. The longest no-hit attempt so far through April is Jim Bagby from the Indians. He's a BZ. He took a no-hitter into the 7 2/3 innings against the Tigers. And then later in the month, Guy Morton, who we will be talking about in a little bit, took a perfect game 4 1/3 innings against the Browns, who, aren't doing so good. And then I'm also keeping track of the wins and losses of each A pitcher. Sorry, Grover, cutting you off there. I'm keeping track of, Babe Ruth and Gabby Kravitz. And we will be talking about Babe Ruth here in a little bit. So I'm going to go through the updates, the highlights. Okay, this, George Sisler from the St. Louis Browns. Heck of a card, heck of a hitter, heck of a player. But his highlight is he hit into 2 triple plays in the same game versus the White Sox. Ouch. Okay. Up next, we have Benny Koff from the Giants. He went 3 for 3 with 2 doubles, a home run, a walk, 4 runs scored, and 4 runs batted in, and a sacrifice fly in, obviously, a win over the Braves. Wow. And we have Wally Pipp, who went 3 for 4 with 2 doubles, 3 runs scored in a 3-2 win over the A's. He plays for the Yankees. So he scored all 3 runs. So I'm guessing he's probably the MVP of that game. Then we have this guy. You might have heard about him, George Herman, Babe Ruth. He's going to be on here twice. In the game I'm talking about, let me see, Boston. He went 4 for 5 with 2 runs scored. Oh, and he played for the Red Sox. This is the last year he plays for the Red Sox. At the end of this season, he was basically given to the Yankees to fund No No Nanette, a play that Harry Frazee wanted to put on. So anyway, back to the game. He went 4 for 5 with 2 runs scored, 4 RBIs, a home run, and a double. He missed the cycle by a triple. And I didn't put down, that was against the Senators. So we'll put him to the side. In that game against the Senators, Ray Caldwell threw a 5-hit shutout over the Senators. So that is a CZ. I mean, obviously this is 1919. The offenses just start getting going, but it's a CZ, and he threw a shutout. Then we come to Slim Salih. He pitches for the Reds. They have 3 A pitchers. He had a 4-hit shutout over the Pirates. Of course, the Pirates, as you've seen by the standings, they're probably not going to be very good. They have some hitters, but then this guy right here, we're going to hear about him twice. I might as well get both of him out of the way right now. Fred Luteris in a game against the Why didn't I mark that down? Oh, it was against Brooklyn anyway. Brooklyn Robins. Fred Luteris against the Robins. He played for the Phillies. He had a walk-off solo home run in the bottom of the 9th to give the Phillies their first win of the season. And then later, in the next game, he had an 8th inning solo home run, which proved to be the winning run in that game. So he is responsible pretty much for both of the Phillies' wins, at least their offense. Go Fred Luteris. Larry Gardner plays for the Indians. He had one heck of a game. He went 4 for 5 with a triple and 4 runs batted in a win over the Browns, which that's not really a big deal. They're 0-6, but still, this guy ripped. And then the only person on the planet that can stop Babe Ruth so far is Walter Johnson. 11-inning, complete game win over the Red Sox, who were unbeaten at the time. And he held Ruth to 0-3 with 2 walks. So even in an 0-3 game, Babe Ruth had 2 walks. And I think it was like a 2-1 game. And this guy went all 11. So this is the only guy that's been able to stop Babe Ruth so far. And we have Artie Neff. He pitches for the Giants. He had a 1-hit shutout over the Braves. Boom. The Giants look tough, let me tell you. Then Dickie Kerr. He allowed only 3 hits in a 5-1 win over the Tigers. Now, the reason that's a highlight is because the Tigers have a fearsome foursome of Ira Flagstead, Ty Cobb, Bobby Veach, and Harry Heilman, who all have incredibly good cards. Probably all each hit 350, if not higher. If you know APBA, they all have zeros on 22. So, I mean, they're tough. And he held them to 3 hits. Then we've got Guy Morton Sr. This dude, I told you we were going to talk about him. He threw a complete game, 1-hit shutout. He was perfect into the 5th. He allowed a walk and then a single. And then he retired everybody else. So it was just those 2 base runners that he allowed in that entire game. A walk and 1 hit. And in his 1-hit shutout, he went 1 for 4 with a run scored. So he basically did everything. And then we have the A's, who are very awful. I'll go back to the standings. We're getting back to Babe Ruth, I promise. The A's are 0-5. Against the Yankees, they lost 5-2. In the 6th inning, they made 2 errors with 2 outs. And they allowed the Yankees to score 5 unearned runs in that inning, and they lost 5-2. So, yippee-ki-yay, go A's. And now we're back to this guy, the Bambino. Focus on Babe. Versus Washington, not Walter Johnson, obviously. This was against Jim Shaw. He went 4 for 4 with 3 RBIs, a double, and in his fourth at-bat, he needed a triple to hit for the cycle again, and he hit a 2nd home run. So in 5 games, Babe Ruth has missed the cycle by a triple twice. He has 3 doubles. He actually has a triple, 5 home runs, and 13 RBIs. You heard that right. In 5 games, he has 5 home runs and 13 runs driven in. And somehow the Red Sox are 3-2. So, fun stuff from 1919. One more shot of the standings. Hopefully I did better this time. Let me know if you want to know anything else about the games as I'm going forward. And coming up in the next game video, it will be Title Bout 2 by Jim Trunzo. I will run 5 heavyweight bouts because all I have are the heavyweights. So, yeah, let me know what you thought. Hopefully I did better because I wasn't trying to get the cards out with one hand and stuff. And I will see all of you next time. Keep rolling.